Five. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2. What is going on, everybody? It's Alex here, and today I am going to continue this series with the New Orleans Saints. We did Tampa Bay yesterday, which so far hasn't really gained any traction, but who cares? We're doing this. We're growing with the series. So this video is being recorded a little bit late. Job and other things going on have kind of slowed down my roll with videos, but trust me, we're going to be back on schedule as soon as possible. So, without further ado, let's kick off with the video. New Orleans Saints, we have them beating Tampa Bay Week 1 because of the fact that they're in a dome, and Drew Brees is an absolute animal in the dome. So let's quickly discuss New Orleans Saints. They're one of the most complete teams in the NFL. Their offensive line just got even better and younger with Cesar Ruiz in the first round. Really solid pick. I think that was a great idea. There was nothing really at that pick where I thought, oh, like, you guys should probably do something apart from, obviously, like, I don't know if Kenneth Murray was there. I don't think he was. I think the Chargers jumped the Saints. But regardless, you still had Patrick Queen there, which that would have been an interesting, if not better, pick. But I don't blame him. You have an old guy in Drew Brees, get an offensive lineman. Great idea. Drew Brees, again, amazing in the dome. He's probably top 15 when it comes to being outside. He just, like, there's just a kind of like a noticeable drop off just with arm power, but he is a monster in domes. Regardless, let's, like, running back Alvin Kamara, really solid. I think they still have Latavius Murray, who is just a shittier Mark Ingram. Good idea. It's just a good idea to have that kind of like change of pace back. And then wide receiver wise, they got Emmanuel Sanders, they got Michael Thomas, and they have Traquan Smith. That's really all you need. And I mean, they could definitely gain a little bit more depth with the wide receiver core, but I wouldn't really fault the Saints there. Offense pretty solid. Tight end Jared Cook, getting older, but still solid. Defensively, amazing defensive front. Cam Jordan. Marcus Davenport is starting to develop into a good pass rusher. And then I think they have Onyemata there at D tackle. I'm not 100% sure about that one, but still, their defensive line is great regardless of who they have at D tackle. Linebackers, that's where they could pick up a little bit more steam, but they got Zach Bond in the third round, which is a really solid pick. So, I mean, they already have like extra protection in that area. But corner wise, you still got Marshawn Lattimore, and then in the backfield you got Marcus Williams, and then I think they got Malcolm Jenkins too. So, like, this team's rocking and rolling, pretty damn solid. So let's kick off. New Orleans dome team. They're just gonna kick ass in the dome regardless. Next, they have New Orleans going to Las Vegas. We're going New Orleans here, just because they're in a dome again, and I think the Vegas Raiders could be sneaky good this year. I don't like the Raiders at all, but I'll give them some credit. They still are pretty damn solid. Next, Green Bay going to New Orleans. Sunday night game, isn't it? Oh yeah. Sunday night game, the lights are on. Man, this is going to be one hell of a good game. One hell of a good game. But I think New Orleans is going to take the cake here, and here's why. Aaron Rodgers is that man, but he doesn't have as good of an offensive line. Pretty sure I think he might have lost a tackle or something. I'm not sure. But obviously his O-line's getting older. I think that Bakhtiari is still there. I'm not sure if he lost a tackle or not, but Bulaga might have retired. But regardless, his offensive line is far inferior, running game far inferior, wide receiver core far inferior, and Aaron Rodgers is going up against the man of the dome. So that man versus the man of the dome in a dome is kind of no match. So sorry, Aaron. This game is going to be fun to watch, but I think New Orleans is going to easily take this one. Next, New Orleans going to Detroit. I'm giving this one to New Orleans again. Detroit, also a dome team, but Matthew Stafford, the Lions are sneaky good too. Lions people are sleeping on, but Lions still lack that elite secondary. The linebacking core is not there yet. And I think these shorter passes that Drew Brees is going to throw, because he has a great route runner and he doesn't have that much arm strength, is going to eat this team alive. And Jeff Okudah is going to be great, but I don't think he's ready to go up against Michael Thomas. So this is going to be a little bit of an embarrassing game, but Detroit, watch out. Watch out. They're pretty damn solid. Next, Chargers at New Orleans. Oh my God, the LA teams are a joke this year. Justin Herbert. I mean, I would love for them to prove me wrong and be like, Justin Herbert's the next big thing. I mean, as a person who lives in LA, I would love to actually be excited about our own team. But most likely that's not going to happen. I think Justin Herbert was a horrible pick at number 6. I think that they should have easily went Isaiah Simmons, but whatever. New Orleans is going to completely annihilate LA. Like, it's just going to be embarrassing. I feel bad for all the talent that they have on that team, like Joey Bosa, Melvin Ingram, Darwin James, not Kevin King, whoever the King guy is. I don't know. But regardless, they have so much talent on this team, and it's just being wasted because they have a shit quarterback. Next, Carolina is going to New Orleans with a week of rest. New Orleans is taking this 10 times out of 10, guys. I don't trust Teddy. It's just, I mean, I think he has talent, but he's just a shittier Jimmy G. Like, he makes more mistakes, but I mean, he makes less mistakes than Jimmy G. But the problem is, he just doesn't do anything. He's a check down machine. He won 5 games straight with New Orleans. Okay, whoop-de-fucking-do. You have one of the best defenses in the league, and you have one of the most complete offenses, and you just check down all the time. The dude threw like 150 yards a game. Like, you don't have a good offensive line. You guys don't have an elite wide receiver core, and you just have Christian McCaffrey. Which, I mean, Christian McCaffrey is pretty damn good. But you don't have a defense either. So it's just, Next, New Orleans going to Chicago. Is this Sunday? It's not Sunday night. I'm giving this one to Chicago, guys. Soldier Field, Nick Foles quarterbacking in a pretty damn solid offense with a great defense. I think that Drew Brees is going to kind of suffer in the Windy City, and I think that Nick Foles is going to take advantage. I think Nick Foles is going to have a very resurgent year here in Chicago, and it's going to be fun to watch as a Bears fan. I'm a Bears and Steelers fan. If you guys didn't watch the first Hail Mary podcast, which, I mean, I don't expect most of you to have done that. But next, New Orleans going to Tampa Bay. It's a night game. The lights are on. They're in Tampa Bay. Brady is going to go balls to the wall, and Brees is not the type of guy to be able to go off in these type of situations, you know. He's outside, the lights are on, and we all know that Brees sometimes can choke when the lights are on. So, I mean, I know it kind of contradicts what happened here, but when you're not in a dome and you're Drew Brees, I don't trust you. Next, this is going to be one hell of a fun game to watch. This should be the Sunday night game. New Orleans versus San Francisco. I'm giving this one to San Fran, and here's why. San Francisco, we saw the game last year, came to the final freaking seconds, right? Drew Brees is getting older, and I think he's going to have a weaker arm. So he's not going to be I don't think he's going to be as good this year. That's the thing. I don't think he's going to be that good. He got injured last year, yes, but I don't think he's going to be that good this year. So he's going to be a little bit worse. And that game was decided by a field goal, which San Francisco won. San Francisco just got arguably better. They got better wide receiver core now. Their offensive line it got even better with Trent Williams. And then their running game, they still have like a 3-headed monster there. So it's not like they're losing out on anything. And then their defense, they got just a younger version of DeForest Buckner with Javon Kinlaw, who's still a monster. And their secondary is pretty freaking solid. So I think San Francisco is going to be a better team, and New Orleans is going to be a little bit worse of a team. And that's going to make a bigger difference. But it's still a great game to watch. Next, Atlanta going to New Orleans. I'm giving this game to New Orleans. Wow, I said New Orleans is far superior to Atlanta. Again, this is assuming full healthiness, guys, because New Orleans likes to get injured up. So does Atlanta. But Atlanta's going to be rested. This is going to be a close game here. But Drew Brees is in his dome. He's comfortable. He's just off of a 3-game losing streak. He's going to be pissed. So he's going to go home, and he's going to kick ass against Atlanta here. I think it's going to be kind of embarrassing, but I said it was just a close game, but it's going to be kind of embarrassing because he's all pissed off because of these 3 games. Next, New Orleans is going to Denver. I keep looking to see if it's a Sunday night game, see if the lights are on. I'm going Denver here. They're sneaky good, guys. They're sneaky good. Pretty damn complete team. And we just got to see if Drew Lock can be not a deer in headlights, and he can command this team to a pretty damn good record. They're in the Mile High City. Denver has a huge home field advantage, and New Orleans, I mean, you're down at sea level versus a mile up in the air, so it's going to be much harder for these guys to like weather the storm of the attrition that Melvin Gordon and Philip Lindsay and Royce Freeman are going to give to this defense. It's just going to be it's going to be it's just going to be a kind of bad game for New Orleans' defense, and I don't think Drew Brees is going to like being outside, even though his weak arm is going to be mitigated by the fact that the air's thinner. So he can throw longer balls. We're good. Next, New Orleans is going to Atlanta. They're winning this game. They're sweeping the series, guys. I think Atlanta's pretty damn solid. I don't think that they're crap at all. Like, they were in the Super Bowl not too long ago, but they don't have a run game. Their offensive line's shit. Their wide receiver core is much worse than it was a couple years ago. Even though Julio Jones is that man, he's one of the best, if not the best, wide receiver in the NFL. Calvin Ridley's pretty solid too, but New Orleans is much more complete of a team than Atlanta is, and that offensive line's my biggest worry. So I think this defensive line is going to eat them alive, and it's just going to make an embarrassing moment. New Orleans is going to go to Philly. Lights are not on, but Philly they're going to be having some vengeance because they're not going to have that good of a record. We saw they ended off 9-7. Now they don't have Brandon Brooks either. So, I mean, 9-7 seems like the record that they should get. I was like, I feel bad. They should probably be 11-5. 9-7 is what they should get. They just lost their All-Pro guard. So, I mean, this game is going to be fun to watch. But I think Carson Wentz is going to surprise people and show everybody that he is one of the faces of the NFL. So, I'm excited to see this game, but I think Philly's going to take the cake here. Next, Kansas City is going to New Orleans. I'm giving this one to New Orleans. I think Drew Brees is going to be like, dude, I'm being dethroned here. I'm being dethroned by people. And I'm going back to, why is this not a Sunday night game? I don't get this. These two games should have been Sunday nights. But regardless, Kansas City is Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL. He is so good, but I think his offensive line is weaker than New Orleans' defensive line, and they're in a dome. So, he has a chip on his shoulder. Drew has a chip on his shoulder. He's gonna need to do something about that. And the defense for Kansas City isn't that good. It's definitely passable. Their safeties are great, but do you really need safeties to be great when you have a guy who can't throw that far? You know, it's not like you need them to be amazing so he can stretch. Like, they can't let the quarterback stretch the field. He can't stretch the field. He's going to be going short, and that's going to be taking away from the safety's abilities. So I think that the safety advantage of Kansas City is going to be mitigated by the lack of arm strength. So, yeah, I think this game's going to be a good one. Excited to see it. Surprised it's not a Sunday night game, but whatever. Next, we have it's Friday. Interesting. Friday game. Minnesota's going to New Orleans. New Orleans is going to take this one, guys. Minnesota's a damn good team. Damn good team. But they're going to the Dome, and New Orleans is going to be needing to fight for a playoff spot. Right now, they're worse than Tampa Bay. I didn't predict all these games. I'm doing this on the spot. So, I had Tampa Bay winning the series, but not the way that New Orleans. I didn't think that New Orleans was actually going to lose the series. I just thought, Tampa Bay should win. Regardless, Minnesota's a really damn good team, but Drew's gonna be pissed off at the fact that we aren't even beating we're not even beating our own division. So they're gonna be on fire. We'll see how Minnesota does. That's probably gonna be my next division because I'm excited to do the Bears and the Packers and all these guys. Yeah, so gonna be a good game here. Next, New Orleans going to Carolina. Nice way to end off the season. 3 victory streak. Again, I already said everything about Carolina. It's kind of sad. Ever since they lost Luke Kuechly, I just don't have faith in them anymore. So that's the record, guys. This next game is auto-generated. We'll see what happens. I will be going through this once we've completed all the teams and looking at the records and stuff and seeing what these Week 18 things should be. Even though I think there should be automatically a Week 18, I don't know if this PlayoffPredictors.com is updated to the new like NFLPA agreement, but whatever. That's the record. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. I can't speak English. Drop a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the far side.